Welcome to the channel, guys. My name is Alex and behind the camera is my wife Malin. We've been parked up outside the city of Malaga for the last week and a half, and we've decided it's finally time to show you our favourite spots and tell you why this is such an important city to us.
Our first stop of the day is the central market of Malaga. It is very special to us because we used to come here and shop for groceries at least once or twice a week. We have no idea how much it has changed, so it's going to be very interesting to go inside. So we walked straight into the... Sorry, it's loud. We walked straight into the fish section, and it is loud and bustling like I remember it, and I have to make my way through the people. This market has changed a lot since we first came here many years ago. It was changing while we were living here. This part has not changed. So something that you will notice when you come to Malaga or Andalusia down by the coast is that people are loud. Much louder than other parts of Spain, and I love that. That is what makes Malaga. It's a very happy city.
So the market's divided up into three sections. You've got the meat section, where you've also got the charcuteria, lots of cured meats, cheese. Then you've got the fish section, and obviously the fruit and veg section over on one side as well. And they also have some restaurants in there too. So this little stand behind, we used to buy our meat from like 6-7 years ago. It's the same guy still running it, and he used to give these like free little burgers with cumin in them. Yeah, it's nice to come back and see some old familiar faces. I don't think we're going to say hello, they probably won't remember us.
Really changed since we left. I think all the big changes happened whilst we were living here. It feels exactly the same. Maybe the prices are a little bit higher, but we all know why that is. But yeah, really nice to see that it's just the same as when we left it nearly 6 years ago. That was a very nice little revisit to the market. As you can see, there are restaurants all around the market. A lot of people come to eat. Obviously, it's a bit busier today because it's Saturday than it would be on a Monday to Friday, but it's lovely. It's just lovely. We've just come across one of our favorite churches here in Malaga. If you remember from the last vlog, Alex told you, or I told you, that he used to be a free walking tour guide here in this city, and so did I actually. And this particular church has quite an interesting story to it, as do most of the churches in Andalusia.
So Iglesia San Juan is like many others in Spain, especially in the south of Spain. There used to be a mosque underneath it, but when the Spanish reconquested Spain, they actually built over top of it and put this church, or cathedral, church, yes, church, isn't it? It's not a cathedral. They chuck this church on top, and you'll see this a lot in many cities around Spain. Actually, in Granada, some of them they didn't even knock down. They just converted them to churches from mosques. Anyway, this one's quite interesting. I think it fell down quite a few times for earthquakes and different things, and in 1770 they put the new tower on the top here. So yeah, pretty impressive little story and a really cool little church. Actually one of my favourites in Malaga, San Juan.
So basically everywhere we turn there's the place that we used to go to. So right behind us here is a little cafe where we used to come and have cheap and good coffees. You know, it's so nostalgic to be back here. When we were here the other day, we didn't bring the camera, and we were walking around the more touristy area of Malaga. We felt, oh my god, it's changed a lot. It's not the same as it used to be. But once you just get like 2 or 3 streets away from there, it's all the same. It's all like it used to be. We couldn't resist it, guys, when we walked by a cafe where we used to come quite often, several days a week, I think, for a while.
Yeah, they have, well, they had, I don't know if they still have, but they had some of the best coffee in Malaga, in my opinion, and some of the cheapest as well.
Yeah, so we couldn't resist it. We just had to stop and see if it still is as good.
Yeah, it's still good.
It's still good?
Of course, and I've gone for a bit of ice as well because it's hot.
That's a very Spanish thing to do, isn't it?
Iced coffee, I mean, it's hot, it's tasty, and
I
it's
don't
cold.
mean the iced coffee, the fact that you get a glass of ice on the side.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's a good way to cool down and still get your caffeine fix, isn't it? You know? It's a good mix. Got to let it get cool first then. There you go.
bit later in this video, we're gonna tell you a little about why we love Malaga so much. We used to live here for many years. We've lived in various places around the city center. This street, for example, we've lived in 2 tiny studio flats. We used to live, I think, in that one there, which is the tiniest studio flat that you can imagine. And then we were up there somewhere, but I think we had our balcony facing the other way.
I don't think we could have been more central. We're just a few steps away from the famous Plaza de la Merced.
Just walking onto it right now, actually. So La Plaza de la Merced, guys, is probably the spot in Malaga where we have the most memories. This is probably where we've spent the most time when we lived here. All these bars over there, can't even count the amount of hours, days, weeks, years that we have had breakfast there, tapas, beers, met up with friends, coming for early coffees, you name it. We've done everything on this plaza. It also has changed a lot, and in this case it has changed for the better. When I first came here in 2006, this was way before I met Alex, this plaza was still, it was already popular, but it wasn't very done up. It was much simpler. There were cars driving around the whole plaza. Every cafe, bar, restaurant there only had a few tables. Now they've extended it, they have renovated it, and the cars are only allowed to drive on this side and behind Alex. So the rest of it is for pedestrians, and it is a lot better. It lost a little bit of its local charm, but it's way more beautiful than it used to be. And above all these bars and restaurants, there are apartments and flats. And many of my friends back in 2008, which was the second time I moved to Malaga, also before I met Alex, used to live up here, and we would have so many dinners and so many parties. I have so many memories. That's why it's so special to be back in Malaga. Also because Alex and I used to live here, but we'll tell you about that a bit later. So something that has changed since they've done this part of Malaga up, and they've done many parts of the old centre up, is that things has obviously become more expensive. We used to come to all of these restaurants behind here and have a coffee for €1.20. Now they are a minimum of €2, which still sounds quite cheap compared to Northern Europe, where we're from, but if you compare to how it used to be just a few years ago, it's a big increase. But I understand it. I mean, tourism, right? Just walking on to the Cathedral of Malaga, which also has a very interesting story to it. Now I can't exactly remember why this is, but it's never been finished, and throughout all the time that they built this cathedral in the past, it ended up having many different styles.
If I'm not mistaken, there is some Renaissance going on there, a bit of Gothic, and then a bunch of other styles, but to be honest, I just can't remember. It's all been out of my head, all about history and knowledge. If you don't use it, it just disappears like a language when you don't use it.
So as we are no longer the history buffs that we used to be when we lived here working as free walking tour guides, I think you're gonna have to come here and you're gonna have to go on one of those free walking tours, because I'm sure they're still running, or some other company might be running them. And you'll find out about all these stories behind all the buildings that we've been showing you, because we have, like Alex said, forgotten most of it. There are just tiny fragments left of what we used to know.
We're now at Paseo del Parque, which runs along the main street of the main road of Malaga that goes kind of along the port and down by the beach. And if you want to find some nice bit of shade in the middle of the day, definitely come to Paseo del Parque. You'll see lots of people having a siesta, taking it easy, relaxing. Yeah, it's a great place. You've got plants from, I think, every continent on the world. I think that was their claim to fame with this park. You get banana plants, and I don't know what other plants there are, but it's just a wide variety of plants, as you can see. Definitely a place to come and chill and spend those hot afternoon hours.
Maybe this is a good time to actually talk about why Malaga is so important to me, to you, and to us.
Yeah. Where do we start?
Well, maybe we have to backtrack backtrack all the way to 2006, because that was when I first came to Malaga. I moved here with my ex, that is very unimportant, to learn Spanish for 5 months, and that was my first introduction to Malaga. It was very different back then. And then I actually came back here on my own in 2008, and I ended up staying, and that led on to me meeting this guy. But I didn't meet you in Malaga, did I?
No, we actually met in Sevilla. I was doing my Erasmus, the university kind of exchange year here in Spain, and yeah, at the hostel I was staying, Malin came to work, and I'd actually moved into a flat, but I came to hang out there, and we just kind of, well, it happened.
Yeah,
Never
so
mind.
I moved to Sevilla temporarily, but I didn't like living there, even though that's a beautiful city. So I made this guy here after a few months of being together. Actually, we moved in with each other almost immediately.
Yeah,
And we've been together ever since.
can't get away from her.
No, 24/7, almost, for years. And I brought him to Malaga,
Yeah.
because I had lived here for years. This is my home, and I think this became our home
Yeah,
together.
It's a great city for me, because at that time I was doing a lot of mountain biking, mountain bike guiding, and there's so much to do around Malaga area. Even in the city, you can go 30 minutes behind the city, riding up your bike, and you have some awesome trails. So yeah, I like it. I mean, you've got the mountains, you've got the beach, you've got a historic centre.
It's a beautiful
yeah.
city, although it has changed a lot. I think Malaga will forever be in our hearts. I might have an even stronger
You can
connection.
make a song about that.
Can I?
Malaga in my heart.
Malaga in my heart.
Let's not do that. It's terrible.
No, I'm not going to do that. No, so it's a very special place. We could talk a lot more about everything that we have experienced here, me on my own, then us together. There are so many stories, but that would make for a very long video. Now I think we're gonna head down to the port and show you that, and maybe we'll end it at the beach. I'm not sure, or maybe we will catch up with you tomorrow again. We're not really sure where this video is leading on to.
Who the hell knows?
Who knows? Anyways, we're going down to the port. It's a very nice area, and I'll tell you about that area as well, and how that has changed since I first came here. Guys, it looks like they're doing some kind of renovations here at the port, because here on this side there are normally big ships, well, not big ships, but military ships and Guardia Civil boats, and on that long strip over there are normally more private boats like speedboats and yachts and other types of boats, and there's not a single boat there at the moment. So if you look at this, it looks like they're doing some kind of renovations, which brings me on to the fact that this port actually didn't used to be here, or the port used to be here, but it didn't used to be commercial, and it didn't used to be full and lined with shops and restaurants and bars. It just used to be a cargo port, and that was what it was when I first moved here in 2006, and even when I came back in 2008. I'm not even sure if it was fully renovated and made into this big commercial area when you first came here, Alex, was it?
No, and there's another fact about this Malin. Can you remember how the history of this port or anything?
I can't, so I think you're going to have to tell it.
If I'm not mistaken, it's actually the oldest continuously used port in Europe. I think it dates right back to about 3,000 years ago with the Phoenicians.
Europe or Spain or Southern Europe?
I think maybe Europe.
Maybe Europe.
But
We're
that
not.
one-
You might have to do a little Google search on that one,
Yeah.
but it's very old and it's got a lot of history.
Yeah, like the city, like everywhere in the south of Spain. No, well, everywhere in Europe, really. Isn't it? Anyway,
Yeah.
all right, let's carry on.
Let's carry on. Beautiful porter. They made a really good job in making this in from a complete cargo port into a beautiful commercial area. It's gorgeous, and it's even nicer to come down here at night actually, when they have all the lights on. It's hustling and bustling, because now it's really hot. I am sweating so bad behind my sunglasses. Apparently we're having the hottest June in 25 years, or so I read in some Facebook group online. Anyways, two other very good places to visit when you come to Malaga. Two of our favorites are La Alcazaba, the Moorish castle. is right up there on the hill, as well as Gibralfaro, which is the Moorish fort, which is up on that hill. Right, just a little bit higher up. We visited those two places in the last vlog, so we're not going to show you them now or say too much about them now. So if you want to know more about it, if you want to see those two beautiful places, click on the link up here and it will take you right to that vlog. We are hot. We're going to go in search of an ice cream or an icicle or something cold now because we are melting. We only had a cheeky pizza earlier for lunch, nothing interesting, so we didn't show you, we didn't have anything typical Spanish. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore because I'm so hot and so tired, so I think we're just gonna walk through the port, down to the lighthouse over there and onto the beach and find a little kiosco where we can get an icicle.
I think all these people that are on the beach have definitely got a better idea than walking around in the city, sweating away. You go to the beach, the water is nice and fresh, great way to cool off.
But you never liked coming to the beach in Malaga. I had to force you all the time.
We never had an umbrella. Now we have an umbrella. I can just sit under the umbrella, read my book, go to sleep. Perfect.
10 years of living on off in Malaga and we never had an umbrella.
I know. Too much to carry. Alright guys, we got them.
We got our calipos, our icicles. We normally never buy things like this, but water is not doing it today. It is really humid. I think it's the humidity, isn't it?
No, it's just draining us dry.
Walking around like this and probably not drinking enough and yeah, something sweet. We needed something sweet. Maybe this is also a good time to end this video, so if you have enjoyed it, leave it a like, subscribe if you're new here.
Yeah, hit the comment button. No, hit the comment button.
Hit the comment button. How do you do that?
Wait, you write a comment and then you hit the comment button.
You hit the comment button. Blah. You hit the comment button and then you write your comment in the little box below it.
Yeah.
Tell us what you thought of this video. Have you ever been to Malaga? This was a little bit of a weird one to make for us because we used to live here for many years. And it's like making a vlog about your hometown. It's a bit different. And obviously there are many more places we could have shown you, but that would have been 10 vlogs.
So yeah.
And many more stories we could have told you.
Thanks very much for watching and we will see you in the next one.
Don't forget, stay free. Bye. Alex and I used to come here at least once or twice a week to shop. Do it again. Is he in it?
No, you're in the way. You have to get out of it. Just come out of the video.
We have just walked on to this beautiful church. Can you see it?
No.
Along that whole way over there, they normally have a lot of, I don't even know what it's called.
What are you waiting for?
I'm like hallucinating from heat at the moment. We need to go. We need to go. Let's go.
I think all these people on the beach, chilling out, cooling off in the water, definitely got a better end of better.